Hello, cyberspace. It's me, Angie, and I welcome both you and your ears to an episode of Life, Love, Music, and Space Travel. In case you're wondering who Angie is, I'm Angie, and I'm super stoked to spend some time sharing with y'all some of my experiences and thoughts on living, loving, music, and space travel, or spiritual experiences as I often refer to as space travel. A rather broad spectrum, right? Well, my hope is to always share something that resonates with, intrigues, excites, or perhaps inspires you. On that note, I invite you to sit back, buckle up, and take a little trip out into the cosmos with me. Hello, cyberspace. It's me, Angie, coming to you with episode number 60 of my podcast, Life, Love, Music, and Space Travel. I have titled this episode, I'd Rather Be Doing What I'm Doing, more often than not. I'm pretty sure that resonates with a few of you out there, maybe more than I'm thinking. I know that my initial connection to the concept was a little bit suspect. Would I rather be doing what I'm doing? Why am I doing what I'm doing? I admittedly was listening to a recent Michael Singer podcast episode. I love Michael Singer. I mention him all the time. If you're familiar with his stuff and you haven't listened to his latest season, I suggest you do. If you're not familiar with his stuff and you're interested in spiritual growth, getting rid of your stuff kind of practices, emotional, physical, mental stuff, then I suggest you check him out. But anyway, this, I'll call it a quote, I guess, came from one of his students. He mentioned that one of them had made a bumper sticker that said, I'd rather be doing what I'm doing. And it's just been on my mind this last few weeks since I've heard it. I want to rather be doing what I'm doing. I suppose these days I am more often pretty happy with doing what I'm doing. But there was definitely a good portion of my life where I would pretty much rather be doing anything but what I was doing. It does take me back to old work situations, but definitely takes me back to the divorce, the long experience of my ending marriage. It's been a few years, but so reflecting on that, I really struggled with being in the midst of doing what I was doing. And at the same time, I really stuck with it. But getting to a place where I could actually openly say on a regular basis, I'd rather be doing what I'm doing. I do have a desire to be there in the midst of all situations. I don't want to escape where I am. I'd rather be able to be present with whatever it is that's going on. If I can remove myself from a situation, I suppose, that's dangerous or perhaps unhealthy, or I can be somewhere different or change the situation, then I suppose I could do that. But if I'm in the midst of it, even if it's just second by second, my desire is to be in a space where I can say, I'd rather be doing what I'm doing. What am I doing these days? What am I doing presently? I'm sitting here on a Sunday evening. It happens to be Easter Sunday. So happy holidays, whatever that looks like for all of you out there, whether you're a Jesus lover or a chocolate rabbit lover, or perhaps just a spring rebirth, happy that the seasons are passing along lover, whatever this holiday means to you or this day, then happy holidays to you. But I'm sitting here on a Sunday night. It's been a really nice day. Family and I went out and had breakfast at the International House of Pancakes. It was delicious. I had like the double blueberry stack. And I brought this concept with me there. Mom, dad, brother, myself, sitting down for breakfast. It was an interesting morning. I don't know, it's been a while since we've all been out together, and times are so different these days. Everybody has a phone. You can easily distract yourself from the people who are around you and not necessarily interact with one another. I don't know. It's just one of those mornings, but I sat there and thought to myself, okay, I'd rather be doing what I'm doing. I'm going to stay with that concept. I don't want to fantasize or get lost in thoughts and fantasies and that kind of stuff and take myself away from the present moment. It does make me think of many, many years ago. I've probably mentioned this on an episode or two where I was working at the Golden Eagle up in Beaver Creek, and I had a late table. We closed at I think 4 or 5 or whatever, and this table came in at like 3:45 or 4:45, whatever it was. I was pretty pissed off, I will say. It ended up that I had a really great conversation with the gentleman. I think he might have given me a copy of The Power of Now. That changed my life, really. I started to read that, and the power of now became really important to me. Flashing forward, I ended up working at Costco, and I had been reading The Power of Now. And I remember sitting there one day fantasizing, daydreaming, and then I brought myself into the present, and I thought, if I am not in the now, I'm going to be in this place forever. I'm going to be in this situation forever. And I know that there's a lot of people that work at Costco, and they had a lot of great benefits, and so I don't want to be bashing Costco because I love shopping there. They have a great return policy. I love being a member. But I do remember thinking I needed to really pull myself into the present, be where my feet were. Otherwise, I was going to be there forever, and I didn't want to be there forever. So this concept of I'd rather be doing what I'm doing so as to move forward and get to wherever I guess it is that I might supposed to be going or wherever I could go. What am I doing? I'll get back to. Yeah, I'm sitting in my bedroom on a Sunday evening, Marshmelly sleeping at the head of the bed, taking a little nap, and I'm recording a podcast. And I would rather be doing what I'm doing, even though I sat here for a while and kind of hemmed and hawed. I'm out of practice. I'm in this interesting phase with the podcast where I love recording. This is a very cathartic process for me. I do believe there are people listening, but ultimately I do know that I do this for myself. So even though I kind of fight the process, which I'm not really sure why, I'll have to look into that. I'm really grateful to be doing what I'm doing at the moment. Lately, I've been listening to a lot of Michael Singer. I've been listening to a lot of Pema Chodron, focusing on doing what's necessary to resist less and expand more. That's been a big area of growth for me recently. Both of them. I talk about them a lot. This is probably going to be an episode of two of my favorite teachers, Michael Singer and Pema Chodron. I've been reading 2 different books or listening to 2 different books. One of them, the Michael Singer podcast, so not a book. But then the other is Pema Chodron's, it's not Embracing the Unknown. I will find it and I'll include it in my show notes. But there's been a lot of talk about resisting less. I don't want to resist where I am. I don't want to be fantasizing. I know I'm not the only one. Where are you resisting being in the moment? Is it a painful situation? I mean, usually we want to get out of whatever the painful situation is and be anywhere but, yet I know that that's where the growth takes place. So yes, my desire is to resist the impulse to push away whatever the experience might be, or to really kind of even just immerse myself in the goodness of it, which can bring up a lot of emotions for me. All of this requires getting rid of my stuff. And as mentioned, my stuff mostly being mental, emotional, and physical stuff. The stuff that is no longer serving me. And it no longer serves me to want to be anywhere but where I am. I have a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of good stuff, a lot of traveling events that are coming up. And I'll often get people who say, are you excited about going? And in all honesty, I don't really project out very far. A lot of things can happen in between now and then. This practice of really being where my feet are, I'd rather be doing what I'm doing because this is where I am right now. I don't want to be in New Orleans yet. I'm not there yet. I don't want to be in Colorado yet or Las Vegas yet or wherever it is that I'm heading. I'd like to be right where I am in the lyrics of Aerosmith. I don't want to miss a thing. One of the big things that I've been doing lately is I've been changing my relationship with food. And this comes down to also, I'd rather be doing what I'm doing. It's been very interesting to me that popping up, all of a sudden I'll think about eating. I'll probably get into an episode about this at a later date, a little bit more in depth, but this has been a really cool phase for me where I have a desire to change my relationship with food. I've mentioned many times I am on a journey of recovery and self-discovery. I don't drink anymore. I don't take recreational drugs for the most part. I mean, I say for the most part. I have taken a mushroom here and there, and if I lived in Colorado, I would probably be microdosing as a form of medicine. Anyway, just putting my truth out there. I don't do or take really anything to change my emotional state, but food has been kind of a constant. So I've been changing a lot of stuff in my life lately, and I've been kind of floating into this new phase for me and food. I am in the midst of doing the Noom program. I've participated in it twice before. I've had definite results with it, but I wasn't really ready to embrace the process. And it's not a diet. I will say that for anyone who's curious. It's not a diet. There's a lot about nutrition to be learned, and it really does connect. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I eating? That kind of stuff has been coming up, and instead of eating, I've been aware. I'd rather be doing what I'm doing, or what's bringing the idea of food up for me. That's been very interesting to kind of sit in that space. The thinking really taking me away from where I am and what I'm doing or not doing. Beginning to really pay attention to why I am doing what I'm doing. I'll probably repeat that many times in this episode because that's the question. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why am I not doing what I'm not doing? It's powerful. Oh, I have a lot going on. My marshmallow is getting older, and I've mentioned her so many times on here. I moved here a few years ago, and I had Chip and Marshmallow, and my Chip dude transitioned on to his next great adventure last year. It'll be a year in April. At one point, we had 4 dogs, my ex-husband and I, and it's now down to Marshmallow. She's my girl, and she's going to be 13 this summer. Would I rather be doing what I'm doing, which is kind of acknowledging her age? She, in November, had knee surgery, ACL or CCL surgery, whichever one you call it. And I think she has to have it again. And that's been a really challenging place for me to sit in the truth about that. I am the mom of a senior dog. Would I rather be doing something different? No. I can say that with truth, yet at the same time, my mind, it definitely struggles with the fact that I have a senior dog and acknowledging her age. I mean, she's very puppy-like. She is on restricted limitations right now. I took her to the vet because she's been having some leg stuff going on. And they've told me, even though she wants to walk and run and do the things, they've told me that she needs to be limited. And that is challenging me. I'm worried about her feelings. I can be obsessive. Oh, she's looking at me. Yes, I'm talking about you, Marshmallow. I worry about her, for sure. I know how much she loves to get outside, and yet this is important. So being present with her as she is, not longing for her to be as she was, allowing her the dignity to be old, brings me back to the concept of I'd rather be doing what I'm doing. The past is the past, and I want to be with her now, enjoying every second. This is a real present focus on what's going on in my life episode. Today was the first day that I was going to walk without her. I have to walk. As I mentioned, I don't want to walk without her. I feel this intense kind of serious anxiety and aversion to walking without her. I don't want to leave her at home. Is she going to feel bad? I mean, I really humanize her, which is my stuff. And I recently chatted with my therapist. What's that about? My fear of abandoning her, which goes back to old stuff that I'm really working through. I'm a work in progress, but I do feel this guilt attached to my possibly walking without her. But I do need the exercise. And she can't walk right now. I mean, she can, but she can't go out for any extra stuff. So what am I going to do? I'm going to sit around and not do anything. So today I practiced, and actually I took my parents' dog for a walk, and he really needed it. He's kind of a neurotic mess. He definitely didn't seem to enjoy it as much as Marshmallow, but I found it was a very interesting practice. I walked without her. I cried a bit on the walk eventually. I felt my feelings with the fact that she wasn't there. Not that it's a preparation for me. She's not going to be the first dog I have had by any means, as you already know, that has passed on and transitioned forward. And yet I know it's not going to be an easy experience, but I'm not there yet either. So I felt my feelings while I was out there. I allowed myself to contemplate the inevitable, unstoppable process of change. And that for me is, I'd rather be doing that for sure than avoiding the inevitable and somehow trying to block off what is going to happen or what's already happened. She's not going to live forever. I'm not going to live forever by any means. And so it was interesting. As mentioned, I walked. I passed a few people in the neighborhood who see me with her. Part of me thought, well, are they wondering why I have this other dog? And who knows? Once again, what other people are thinking is none of my business. What they're thinking of me is none of my business. But a part of me didn't want to walk in the neighborhood and bring up that, what if somebody asks me? I don't know. I'm such a freak. I'm really glad that I went out and took the walk. Cole really could use it for sure. And when I came home, Marshmallow seemed unfazed. Surprise, surprise. She wasn't crying. She wasn't all freaked out. She wasn't giving me eyes of abandonment. And it was a really healthy moment of growth for me. My discomfort or neuroses will say, oh, Angela, you're making such a big deal out of nothing. And yet, this is a big deal for me. I am leaving soon. I'm leaving for 2 months this summer, and she may have to have the surgery. I'm very grateful to be in this space where I am, not to say I'm preparing for it, but I want to get maybe some grief out of the way. There's grief that's attached to my acknowledgement of the situation that she's in right now. If she has to have surgery again, she's not going to be able to walk for a bit. I'm nervous because she's older. There's all kinds of stuff going through my head, but there is grief attached to change for me. I'll bring it right back to that concept again. I'd rather be doing what I'm doing, which is generally focusing on my spiritual growth. Intermixed with that is working. I'm working on my eBay business. I did some dog sitting. I had a great opportunity to dog sit. I'm very grateful for that experience. It paid me very well, which was wonderful. It was like a paid vacation. I'm doing the stuff, I guess. I'm working on my stuff. I am working on getting rid of my stuff. Resisting this fact that I didn't want to walk with her. Like it does seem, I guess part of me says like it could seem small, but she's teaching me so much. I have learned so much from my dogs. They have taught me so much, a lot about letting go, I will say, and I'm profoundly grateful for that. It's part of the deal. Nobody here gets out alive. I had an interaction with somebody recently, and the conversation about death did come up, and how surprised we are often when people pass on. Older people, I mean, that's part of the deal. It doesn't mean it's not sad. The loss is often profound, but it's part of the process. And so I feel like where I am right now is that I am doing the work to be able to enjoy all of it. Sitting at the table today with my parents and my brother and having a breakfast together, sort of like when we were little. And we're not little. He's 45. I'm going to be 53. Parents are in their 70s. It was wonderful to be there and not think, oh my gosh, I want this to be over, or I'd rather be at the beach, or I'd rather be doing anything but. I was really happy that I was good with doing what I was doing, which was sitting down and having breakfast with my family. I'm feeling my feelings. And just for today, I wouldn't have it any other way. And that's the truth for me. I've come so far. A big part of this podcasting deal for me is sharing my experience and just kind of putting it out there for anyone who might be listening to keep a foot tapped into the spiritual world. I call it the spiritual world, but for me, the spiritual life is really the life that is focused on emotional wellness, paying attention to the fact that we are spinning around on a pile of dirt in the middle of the universe. When it really comes down to it, that's what we're doing. There's so much going on in the world. I know it's crazy. I feel like so many people are focused on I, me, mine, getting what we want. I mean, especially the political stuff when you think of what people are fighting over, and it's insane when in fact no one here gets out alive and we have a short time here. My hope and dream is that everyone kind of stops looking outward and really starts looking inward. It would really make it easier for all of us. But ultimately, I just find it's been a spectacular journey, the journey inward. Why am I doing what I'm doing? And if I'm not doing what I'd like to be doing, why am I not doing that? And even getting to the space of maybe just being able to own it and sit in, oh, okay, I'm not a victim. I'm not a prisoner. Maybe we are a prisoner. Maybe somebody out there is listening who happens to be in the clink, not making light of, but who's made decisions that have brought them to a place where they're incarcerated. Owning at least whatever it is, and so that being where they are, maybe you get the chance to make the best of it. Are you married and you don't want to be married? Are you married and you're going to stay married? Then be in it. Rather be doing whatever it is that you're doing. That is my gentle suggestion to to the people on the planet from this episode, is to dig in and figure that out for yourself. There's a lot of freedom walking around the neighborhood today for me and feeling the emotions come up as I was walking Cole, who, as I said, was kind of a nervous wreck. And I'm hoping that maybe we'll continue walking and he'll find some comfort in it and start to enjoy it and sniff around instead of looking like he's on his guard the whole time. But I feel like a good portion of us on the planet live that way, on our guard all the time, looking around, not taking the time to stop and smell the roses. That's what Marshmallow teaches me. She loves it. She loves walking. She sniffs everything, poops about 5 times. Seems very relieving for her, and she stops and talks to people, and they love her fur, and she's inspiring to me. Her seeming love for life. I appreciate it. And she's aging with grace, I guess, the way I see it. And that's my desire. I feel like I am on the path now, which has come with a lot of loss. It requires me taking away the labels of what I think maybe I'm supposed to be. What am I supposed to be doing at almost 53 years old? I could grasp onto what I think society's desire is for me, what my parents' desire is for me, whatever. And instead, I keep asking for direction from the universe. What does it want for me? What does it want from me? I'd like to give it whatever it might be wanting from me. I feel like that's to be of service, to be the best Angie that I can be, to have a great time, to experience everything that's here on the planet. It is generally Michael Singer who talks about it, but really grounds me in the fact that we hit the planet jackpot. If we're on planet Earth, anyone who might be listening to me, unless you're listening from another planet maybe, but we landed on the planet jackpot, I think. There's nothing else out there that we have found that sustains life, anything that resembles what we have here on planet Earth. And I'm not going to miss out on that. Get outside wherever you are. Soak up the sounds of the city, the country. Check out the fireflies. Listen to the nothingness, maybe, the peace that comes from being out in the midst of nowhere. I go out and I look at the moon every night and I think, hi, moon. And I understand it doesn't stop at the moon. It's also in the middle, just floating around in this universe. It's fucking spectacular. It really is, and it's pretty mind-blowing. And when I can get off the phone, get out of my tiny little circle or wherever it is and contemplate the vastness and the awesomeness of what's really happening on the planet. There are challenges. There's all kinds of stuff that I could bring into my orbit and make as an excuse to be afraid, to be angry, to be filled with self-pity, to be upset, to be resentful. But I am choosing to be joyful as much as possible. And as mentioned, it's like I'm living this life right now that I never thought I would be living. And it did come with a lot of loss. It came with divorce. It came with moving. It came with letting go of everything that I really had, a lot of material stuff, letting go and embarking on a new journey, closing my eyes and kind of saying, okay, I'm jumping. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's really turning out better than I ever could have imagined. I am very excited. New Orleans is coming up, Jazz Fest is coming up, and I've got a lot on the books for that. Should everything play out in any sort of manner as to how I kind of have things scheduled, it will be wonderful. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be even better than that. And then Colorado this summer. Prior to that will come a couple concerts in Las Vegas, if that's where it goes. Should I wake up tomorrow morning, that's ultimately what it really comes down to, is that I'm going to finish this recording, and then I'm eventually going to maybe have a snack. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to kiss Marshmallow, maybe watch some crappy television with the parents, maybe even have a piece of chocolate. I did give up chocolate for Lent, and I think Lent is over now, which goes to show my Catholic knowledge. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it spiritually simple and sit in the space of I'd rather be doing what I'm doing, which is right now sitting in this chair, about to close out and finish my jabber jawing. Thanks for listening. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Tomorrow night, I'm going to go to meditation. And meditation has been wonderful. I'm incredibly grateful for Fronting Life and Travis Mickle, who has this incredible fellowship and community that is all about love and expanding one's spiritual life and getting rid of our stuff. He's providing outlets for people to really grow. And I'm very grateful for that. I've got a lot of cool people in my life, and I'm definitely jabbering, but I will say, take the time to really sit and pull yourself into where you are right now. Where are you right now when you're listening? If you happen to be listening to me, are you driving in your car? Are you walking the dog? Are you out and about somewhere? Are you laying in bed? Whatever it is, headphones on. Maybe my dear friend Janet is listening to me late night, and I thank you and I love you. Here's the question you could ask yourself. Would you rather be doing what you're doing? And if not, let this be your jumping off place, perhaps, to figure out why. And if you are in a space where you'd rather be doing what you're doing, yeah, hooey. I'm on board with you. I'm pretty sure I'm not always going to feel this way. I know that. I know that there are going to be times when I'm going to want to jump out of my skin. And I'm not going to be enjoying whatever is going on at the present moment. But my desire is to continue to sort of grease the wheel of acceptance and to be able to stay in that space and not push out or push away whatever is coming up at that moment, whether it be the passing of a loved one, a job change, whether it be something I'm afraid of taking on. It can be something that's like a wonderful opportunity, but that changes the way things are. I've been asking the universe to change me. Ooh, that's scary. That seems like a scary request. Please change me. I want to be continuing to go with the flow, rolling along with the river, not hitting up against the sides because I'm holding on so tightly to the way things are. It's wonderful to actually reflect on the way my life used to be. I have had a profound personality change, and it kind of just brings up for me how I have said it myself, this is the way I am. And I've had a lot of people in my life who've said, this is the way I am. I don't want to be the way I am forever. I'm 53 almost. I don't want to be 15 or 5. I've had this experience recently that has come up. I get a lot of anxiety about leaving my dogs. I've always kind of had it. I had an experience where when I was younger, my parents sent me up to live with my aunt and uncle while they were selling the house. I was only there for, I don't know, maybe a month. Could have been a month, 2 months or something like that, so I could go to school. And that experience had a profound effect on me. I took it, I was in 3rd grade, I took it as a 3rd grader, as abandonment. And I've come to find through some recent therapy sessions and relating it to my behavior in regards to, I have this severe anxiety about leaving Marshmallow, and that it was connected to that I am holding on to this idea of somebody left me a long time ago, and I'm not going to do that. And I don't have human children, so I'm not going to do that to my dogs. And I don't want to say that that's silly, but I've been looking at that. I'm like, I don't want that anymore. That's a behavior that is not serving me anymore. And that's 40 plus years that I've been holding on to it. So I'm very grateful to be in a space where I am willing to change. I am willing to change and grow. I am willing to be different. I am willing to continue to grow into the better and healthier Angie, who is a lot lighter, I will say, is a lot lighter, is open to whatever the universe has to offer. I do make little plans. I have ideas, my very little plans and designs today, but I'm much better at letting go of them and seeing what the universe has to provide for me. I don't want to miss out on what it is because I'm holding on too tightly to what I want. And that's been a lot of practice to get there. Anywho, I have definitely jabbered. I appreciate your listening and indulging me. I am going to continue to embrace my journey of recovery and self-discovery, and I am going to gently suggest that if you're in the midst of a journey, then continue to embrace it. And if you have not embarked on one yet, then hell yeah. It's a wild ride. I hope that we can all find ourselves in a space of feeling like we'd rather be doing what we're doing. What a wonderful world it would be. All right, that's it. As always, thanks for listening. Bye. So we've reached the end of today's episode. Thanks so very much for listening. It's now time to reconnect to planet Earth and all that comes with living on the blue ball. I'd love to hear your ideas for future episode topics, along with any and all positive and/or constructive feedback. Please feel free to contact me at ashybadass@gmail.com. Thanks again for spending some time with me and allowing me to share myself with you. Until next time, please be gentle with yourselves, be kind to animals, and do all you can to allow your authentic selves to shine brightly.